I think my voice is clear or not, ma?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay.
For me, it's clear. Students, you should say whether it's clear for you. Students, from your side, the voice is clear. Yeah. Yes, sir, it's clear, sir. That's why they're putting in chat. We can start the class.
So first of all, you are all selected the plant science as for PG program. So first we have to read because the plant science is not the only genetics and plant breeding. Actually, plant science they will ask questions from entire agriculture. That thing you should know, ma, because sometimes they will ask more questions from agronomy also. So that is the general agriculture, but sometimes they will ask because in when I was in second year, I wrote that exam and they asked the more questions from the agronomy. But now the pattern totally changed and not the previous exam. I think I wrote the exams I written the exam of ARS in 5 times, ma, and JRF I think 3 times or 4 times, and SRF 2 times or 3 times. But the previous paper is completely they were given the different from the previous one because they are in I think in all subjects. The previous paper they showed the only concepts oriented paper. That is a concept oriented paper, ma. So that's why we should learn only concept, ma, because I don't want to mention about other subject, but coming to the genetics and plant breeding, even pathology also there are more concepts present in the pathology, ma. Only if you learn the mycology, that is the divisions and classification, you can write any exam, ma. If you if you will understand the divisions in pathology, you can write any paper because in pathology also there the more concepts are there. Coming to the genetics and plant breeding, here also there is no need to by heart the concepts, ma. You should learn and you should grab the concept from the genetics and plant breeding. So first of all, the department of genetics and plant breeding. In genetics, we will learn the inheritance pattern and variation. The entire concepts of the genetics are running around these two terms. The entire concepts, Mendel and exceptions for the Mendel. These two, there are so many exceptions for the Mendel. The two concepts of the genetics running around the only two terms. That is the inheritance or heredity and variation. So you should learn the concept only, ma. Then you can write any exam easily. Because if you will see the IRI paper, ma, that is the PhD paper, it will available in net also. If you're trying to do that paper, that totally you can see only concept in that questions, ma. So in genetics and plant breeding, we should learn concepts only, ma. Genetics, we will learn the only inheritance pattern and how variation will arise for the character. That variation arises in so many ways. We will discuss one by one. And in plant breeding, we will deal how we will deal the how we will grab and how we will utilize that variation to understand the inheritance pattern of the character. You can easily get idea how it will improve and how it will grab and how it will manipulation of that character. So first we will from my side, I will give my best, ma. I just want to give only concept oriented classes, and I will deal only the genetics, ma. Madam, another madam is there, Dr. Yamini madam. So she will deal with the plant breeding. So coming to the first class and first chapter. I just want to clarify one thing, ma. First, I will go through the Pundan Singh book, ma. Pundan Singh book, Genetics by Pundan Singh, and then after completion of this Pundan Singh, then I will go to BD Singh. What are the chapters are not fully satisfied by the Pundan Singh? Because all of you should read the Pundan Singh book, both Pundan Singh, Genetics by Pundan Singh and Breeding by Pundan Singh, because you will get the idea about the basic terminology. If you know the basic that concept of the terminology in the genetics and plant breeding, you will easily understand the hypothesis, laws, what are the present in the genetics, only genetics, and concepts in the plant breeding. So first you should know what is the meaning of the terminology. That means we don't know what is the meaning of the. Actually, we already read in the UG, but what is the meaning of exact allele? What is the meaning of exact gene? What is the meaning of the character? What is the meaning of the homozygous? What is the meaning of the heterozygous? You should learn in practical way, in practical way. Then only you can easily understand the concept. Okay, ma. First we will start the first class. So the first class is the first chapter in the Pundan Singh, ma. That is a basic genetic concepts. What is the meaning of the basic genetic concept is generally the department is genetics and plant breeding. In genetics, we will study about the only, I already told, the concepts around the genetics and variation. So the basic genetic concepts, Mendel has proposed the two laws. Generally Mendel has proposed the two laws. There is a law of segregation and law of independent assortment, and another law is there, but we will not consider that is the law. That is a law of dominance. But in some textbook, if you see the Strasted and Simons, in that book they will give the law of dominance also, but we will not consider. Most of the scientists will not consider the law of dominance. But coming to Mendel has proposed that laws, and about the inheritance more only, about the inheritance and how we will see the variation in the generation only. So no, if you take any concepts, that concepts are finally end at the point at the term of the genetics, at the term of the inheritance and variation. So Mendel has proposed the laws for the explain the inheritance of the characters. But before the Mendels, what are the scientists has proposed and what are the ideology about the inheritance? What they proposed the ideology about the inheritance. So because there were so many scientists who had proposed the so many hypotheses about the inheritance, that may be wrong or not, that may be accepted or not, but they were proposed. At least they have the idea about the inheritance only, because at the time also so many peoples are there, so many educated peoples are there, but solely some scientists are only concerned, are only interested in the pattern of the inheritance. If they will give the wrong theories, if they will give the wrong hypothesis, we will keep out of that one. But they were proposed the many theories and hypotheses about the inheritance. In this topic, we will discuss about that one. That is the before the Mendel. Before the Mendel, what are the theories are explained for the inheritance and variation means there are the 5 theories are there. That is the free formation theory, theory of epigenesis, theory of acquired character, theory of the panzine, the germplasm theory. In examination from these theories, they will ask the scientist. Definitely, they will ask about the scientist, and some terminology from these theories. Because in MSc also they will ask scientist from these theories. So we will discuss one by one, and later we will discuss the theories or basic concepts after the Mendel. We will discuss about the before the Mendel, what are the concepts are there about the inheritance, and we will discuss about the concepts after the Mendel also. Because after the Mendel, so many scientists were proposed these so many concepts about the inheritance, but that concepts are followed the Mendel laws. But these concepts are deviation from the Mendel laws. These are deviation, but they were followed. So we will discuss one by one. The first, the term is genetics. The term is genetics. Our course also is genetics. So it was taken from the Greek word, the term. This is not important for the examination, the Greek word and Latin word. Maybe it is not important, but you should learn as a plan, as a subject chooser. So you choose this subject. So we will learn we will not miss any minor important thing. So we will cover all the concepts and all the terminology, the genetics. So the genetics term derived from the Greek word, it means to become or to grow. And the another important one is who was coined the term genetics, as all of you know, because this one important for the regular examination also, final theory examination also in first year of AGBSc. So the term of genetics was coined by the Bateson in the year of the 1905. So he's the Bateson, and as all of you know, he's the father of the genetics, Gregor Johann Mendel, and the 3 scientists were rediscovered of the Mendel was De Vries, Carl Correns, and Schimmer. So the foundation year of the genetics is 1900, because the Mendel has done research in 18th century, and he's published papers in experiment in plant hybridization. But the existence, the rediscovery of the Mendel by these 3 scientists, De Vries, Carl Correns, and Schimmer, Mendel has come forward, and he's got the reputation. So first of all, we will discuss what is the term of the genetics. So what is the mean by the genetics? So genetics is the study of heredity and variation. So the you can say the genetics is equal to heredity or inheritance plus variance. So what is the meaning of heredity? So what is the meaning of heredity? So heredity or inheritance, these both terms are synonyms. The meaning of these both terms are similar, and you can use you can use the in both terms in some cases. So these are both are the synonyms. So what is the meaning of the heredity and inheritance means? The transmission of, generally the definition is transmission of the character. Generally definition is transmission of the character from the parents to progeny. So that is, you can say the heredity or inheritance. So transmission of character from the parents to progeny. So if you will go to deep, how the characters are transmitted? Transmission of character means transmission of the genes. Transmission of the genes means where the genes are present on the chromosomes. So transmission of the chromosomes from the parents to progeny is the inheritance or heredity. And how the chromosomes and genes are transmitted to parents' progeny means it is transmitted through the gametes. So the characters controlled by the genes that are present on the chromosome that are transferred through the gametes from the parents to progeny is called inheritance. So you can define in any way the transmission of character or transmission of the genes or transmission of the chromosomes or transmission formation of the gamete and the process of the fertilization and the formation of the organism. That process also you can call as the heredity and variation. So that process also called as the heredity because the gamete, the genes are transmitted that are controlling the characters through the gametes from the male. If you see in the plant, from the male, it will transmit it to the pollen grain in the form of the half of the chromosomes. From the egg cell, it is transmitted in the half of the chromosomes. So the fertilization of this male and pollen and egg, we will get the zygote, and that zygote will become to the embryo, and that embryo will become to the individual. So this process also called inheritance, because here you can say in any way because if you will take the any individual, that individual will give the another individual. That is also inheritance. The exact the reproducing of the one individual from the existing one, that is also inheritance. That is also heredity. I hope all of you understand what is the heredity and inheritance. Next we will go to variation. I already told the entire genetics are running out of these two terms only. That is the running around these two terms. That is the heredity and variation. So we already learn about what is the heredity and inheritance, and coming to the variation. So the meaning of the variation is, if you take the any individual, if you take the your individual family. So if you see the into the your individual family, in the family generally your mother, your father, and you and your sister or your brothers or your cousins are there, or your brother, your sister, your own sister, your brother, your own sister are there. But if you will see the variation, you look like the progeny within your family also not look like same. You look like your mother, similarly your father also. Sometimes you will get the more appearance from your father, or sometimes you will get the more physical appearance from your mother. That is the different thing. But you will get the inheritance from your father or your father and your mother. But you look you are not look like to your exact your mother or father. That is we will call as the variation. So if you take the any progeny from the pair of the parents, if you will take the any progeny from the pair of the plants, you cannot see the exact phenotype from look like a parents. At least you will get the 0.0001% even if you see into the twins also, the phenotypic is twins are phenotypically similar, but you can observe the 0.0001% dissimilarity also. So that the dissimilarity is called variation. So the dissimilarity among the progeny and to compare the parents. So you can see the dissimilarity among the progeny, and you can see the dissimilarity comparing of the parents and progeny. So that dissimilarity is called variation. Here you can see this all are the varieties of the rice. Varieties of the rice. In generally the cultivated product of the agriculture is divided into the three. If you see the three, then one is the variety. That is the ultimate object, ultimate goal of the agriculture is to develop the higher yielding of variety or hybrid variety or hybrid. So I just want to clarify that the difference between these among these three terms. First of all, what is the variety? Variety means there is no involvement of the hybridization. If you take the pure line selection, mass selection, there is no involvement of the hybridization. Only selections are there. So from that selections, we will get the hybrid. So we will get the variety. Coming to the hybrid variety, if you will see the pedigree method, bulk method, single seed decision method, backcross method, we will do the hybridization program at least in one step in pedigree, bulk and backcross, pedigree, bulk and single seed decision method. We will do the one hybridization. In case of the backcross method, we will do the alternative hybridization and selection. So from that, from this hybrid, sorry, from these methods, we will get the hybrid variety. Because in first step we will do the hybridization and later we will do the selection in so many generation. It will take, I think, we will do the selection in 10 to 15 years, 15 times, 10 to 15 times. So from this selection method, we will get the hybrid variety because one hybridization involved. Coming to the hybrid, if you do the cross between the any two lines or varieties or species or genera, we will get the F1. So if we will go to commercial cultivation of that F1 is called hybrid. The direct commercial cultivation of F1 is called hybrid. So you keep remember the difference between the three terms. I'm coming to the class. So here you can see the rice varieties. There are so many in rice varieties. I think in field crops, the rice variety having the highest in field crops, not horticulture, in field crops. The rice variety having the highest number of the varieties and hybrid. There are 10,000 varieties and hybrids are there. But all the rice plants are not look like same. Because you can see the dissimilarity in morphology and physiology and biochemically and physiologically. So this dissimilarity is called, because all are the rice plant, but you can see the dissimilarity in physical appearance in genetic way. So you can see the dissimilarity. That dissimilarity we will call as the variation, and this variation is the God gift to us. Because by using of this variation in plant breeding, we will develop the varieties, hybrids and hybrid varieties. So this is the advantage to ours. So that is the meaning of variation. And this is a simple example for the variation among the family. So you will not look like exact of your father and mother. At least you will some deviation from your physical appearance from your father and mother. Sometimes you will get the characters which are not present our mother and father also. We will get from our forefathers also. Suddenly it will express in within any generation, in any progeny. So genetics is a complex phenomenon. So the meaning of the variation is the dissimilarity among the progeny. It is from the single pair of the parents. And coming to the another in first chapter, the another important term is eugenics. In examination, they will ask definition for the eugenics. So what is the meaning of eugenics? So the meaning of eugenics is the application of genetic principle for the betterment of human race. Application of genetic principles for the betterment of the human race. What are the applications? What are the applications of the genetic principle? What are the genetic principles present in the genetics? Means the laws proposed by Mendel, that is the law of segregation, law of independent assortment, and the other concepts are proposed by the many scientists. That is the multiple hypothesis, multiple allele concept, cytoplasmic inheritance, and polygenic inheritance, epistasis. So these are all the genetic principles. We will consider the genetic principles. So you should remember the definition. You may be confused between these two terms. What is the meaning of eugenics and what is the meaning of eugenics? So eugenics means application of genetic principle for the betterment of the human race. What is the what is the better to the human race means? What is the better? What is the meaning of betterment of the human race means? Ma? Generally, now we are seeing as the pandemic of the corona, there are so many people are died at the age of the 25, at the age of the 30, in some people at the age of the 30, in some people at the age of the 50, in some people at the age of 80. But if you see the same age of the other people, in some cases the 80 years old women also recover from the corona. 80 years old men also recovered from the corona, but in some individuals they were died because of their genetic capability resistant against the corona. So that is the concept of, that is the phenomena of the that is the physiological genetic phenomena of the humans, because the resistant in ours is purely depends on our genetics only. Purely depends on our genetics only. Because in some if you'll see the some individual will drink more alcohol, they will not affect any. Uh, they will not affected from that alcohol, but some people will affect from that alcohol. So that is also the genetic capability. I'm not telling wrong way, ma. I am telling only conceptual oriented. So the eugenics will give the information, will in this eugenics we will apply the genetic principles for the betterment of the human race. That means what is the in generally in plants also, what is the betterment in plants means we have to develop the more yield, high yielding varieties, high yielding hybrids. But the high yielding varieties or hybrids are susceptible to the pandemic, susceptibility to the pandemic, epidemic, and endemic diseases. We already seen in case of the Irish famine, Bengal famine. But in case of the humans, what is the what we will do the betterment for the human race from the genetics wise means we have to encourage the intercaste marriage, and we have to cross the two efficient and most physically fitted persons. You will not understand the in wrong way, ma. I'm telling only the concept in the eugenics, ma. This eugenics will guide you to cross the only fitted only fitted individuals, ma. And you will get the more efficient, more 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 fitted progeny to the natural disaster. So we have to develop the races humans like more adopted humans, because I think in world population I think 50 or 70 50 to 70% peoples are only depends on the medicines. They are surviving only on the depends of the medicines. So there are surviving world by the medicines only. If the medicines are not there, definitely, because the earlier, if you'll go to 100 years back, due to the leprosy, due to the so many pandemic diseases, so many people were died. But at the times, all the people were affected by that diseases, but they will not die because they were so many, they were fit to they were showed the resistant to that diseases. But now all the surviving of the birth rate and surviving of the people are increased because of the medicines only. But our genetic capability is decreasing because of our food habits, our working habits. So these are the major phenomena to decrease the resistance in ours. So the definition for that, so you should remember the definition, Mama. Use application of the genetic principle for the betterment of the human race. So how we will apply means we have to encourage the mating between the more efficient individual. We have to encourage the intercaste marriages. We have to encourage the we have to use the genetic principle to cure the genetic diseases. That is the coming to that is coming to the eugenics. So this is the definition for the eugenics. So the Francis Galton, he was the father of the eugenics. You should remember this one also, Francis Galton. He is also coined the term of the eugenics, and he was the father of the eugenics. And eugenics is the branch of the genetics. You should remember that one. It is a branch of the genetics. And coming to the eugenics, what is the meaning of eugenics? Generally, we will get the diseases by the means of the two factors. That is the external factors, and another is internal factors. External factor means we will get the diseases from the environment. Also, if you will increasing of the pollution, if you will increasing of the carbon monoxide, if the increasing of the any methane, carbon dioxide, so we will affected from that external environmental factors. So we will suffer some diseases from that environmental factor. And the another factors are responsible for the diseases. One are the biotic factor, that are the bacteria, viruses, in some insects, in case of the plants. So they will get the diseases, fungi also. But some diseases we will not call as the diseases. Some disorders we will get by inborn. Like hemophilia, and here you can see the phenylketonuria, and another one is hemophilia, because hemophilia also I saw in my relatives also. So hemophilia also inborn diseases, disorder. We cannot say the disease, disorder. And phenylketonuria, this is also disorder. How we will get disorder means we will have the 20 amino acid. In that 20 amino acid, phenylalanine, that is the one amino acid. If any individual having this disorder, phenylketonuria, they cannot metabolize the phenylalanine. So that is the main cause of this disorder. So we don't have the treatment to the genetic disorder. We don't have the treatment, but treatment includes strict diet with limited protein. So we will treat only the by the creation of the external environment. So we cannot be cured by the disorder from the environment, from the genetics. We cannot cure the genetic disorder. There are so many disorders are Klinefelter syndrome, Turner syndrome, phenylketonuria, and hemophilia. So color blindness, you cannot cure, because it is under control of the genes. So you should manipulate the genes in the individual, but we cannot manipulate the genes in the individual, because if you want to manipulate the genes in the individual, you can do at the level of the only gametes and embryo or zygote. At the stage you can do the manipulation only, but you cannot do manipulation after the zygote, after the become of the individual. You cannot do the manipulation. So in examination they will ask what is the eugenics. So eugenics means the control of hereditary disease, especially inborn error of the metabolism. So what are the disorders from the genetically? We have to control that one. So eugenics means it is deals with the control of hereditary diseases, especially inborn error of metabolism. What are the diseases arising from the metabolism? So we will control that diseases. That branch is called eugenics. So the betterment of the use of genetic principle for the betterment of human is eugenics. To control the genetic disorder to control the genetic diseases or disorders, especially inborn error of the metabolism, that are the eugenics. And coming to the pre-Mendelian concept, coming to the pre-Mendelian concepts. The first one is the pre-Mendelian concepts means what are the concepts are there about the inheritance? What are the popular concepts? What are the popular concepts are about the inheritance? That means what they were proposed about the inheritance, what they were having the about the idea about the inheritance. So we will discuss now. But some theories are accepted and some theories are not accepted, because if you will accept this any scientific theory, that should have the scientifically proved, and that should have the demonstration, and that should have the experimentally proved. So if you want to accept any concept, that should have the experimentally proved one. But in there, the 5 theories are there. But among these theories, some of them are not accepted because they were not scientifically approved, scientifically proved. So the first one is free formation theory. These scientists were very important for the examination. So they will ask who was proposed the free formation theory. The first the scientists were Swammerdam and Bonnet. They were at 1972, 1793. We don't have the pictures of exact pictures of these two scientists. Only these are the only imaginary pictures of them. And the Swammerdam. Among them, one is the Swammerdam, another one is the Bonnet. So these are the Swammerdam and Bonnet. These two scientists were proposed a free formation theory. These two scientists were done research in the insects and in the insects and birds, and proposed these theories. But we don't want that one. But we have to. Here, one term is most important, and that is the human killers. So I will tell what is the human killers. First, what is the information we'll give? What is the information from the free formation theory, and what they were proposed about the inheritance means? From free formation theory, this Swammerdam and Bonnet, they were stated that a miniature human like this one. This is the sperm. So, according to them, the miniature human, very important for the examination. These human killers, the term is very important. So they will ask in which, according to which theory, the human killers you can see means they will give options like the epigenesis, free formation, acquired character, pangenesis. The answer is free formation theory. So you can see the term from the only free formation theory. So what is the human killers means, and what is this theory stated that a miniature human already present or already synthesized, already formed, sorry, synthesized, not synthesized, already formed in sperm. In sperm, the men will form. In egg, the women will form. Before the delivering of the gametes, or before they don't have idea about the fertilization also. They don't have the fertilization also. They don't have the zygote formation embryo. Only they proposed that the miniature women will form in sperm and egg cell, and that miniature human will come from the human, will come from the woman. So that is the concept of the inheritance. That means the inheritance means I already told, the transmission of character, transmission of the genes, transmission of the chromosomes, transmission of the gametes also. and reproducing of the one progeny from the parents. That is also inheritance. So according to this, according to the Swammerdam and Burnett, the humunculus will form in the gametes, and that will come outside from from the woman, So that is the concepts of the inheritance from the fee formation theory. So what is the meaning of humunculus? Means the miniature male or female formed in the gametes only. That miniature woman or men will come from the woman. So that is the concepts of the fee formation theory. You should remember this term, humunculus, and you should remember these two scientists. And coming to the second theory of epigenesis. And this one in examination, this question will ask more, because it is scientifically proved. That's why it's not scientifically proved, scientifically accepted only, accepted, not proved. So accepted. So if you want to prove, you should have the demonstration. It is only scientifically accepted. So theory of epigenesis. This is the repeated question in examination. Who was proposed the theory of epigenesis? Means Wolff. Wolff was proposed the theory of epigenesis. Are you understanding the lecture from my side or not, ma? Please give me a response, ma. Are you understanding or not? If any problem is there, please inform me, ma. Okay. If you feel the lecture is lengthy, you can inform me, ma. I will continue in next class also, because you have to, because we will go slowly, ma. Because if you will eugenics, okay, ma. So eugenics means it is nothing but the treatment to the inborn diseases, ma. Treatment to the inborn diseases. It is only the definition in textbook is control diseases like that. But the simple concepts of the eugenics is to how we will treat disorder affected by the inborn. That means there are so many diseases are there: color blindness, hemophilia, and already told phenylketonuria. So there are so many diseases are there, ma. How we will treat that people?
Sir,
And
by,
what?
sir, can I tell that by genetic engineering?
Okay. By genetic engineering, you can cure, ma, but we cannot cure in adult stages. By genetic engineering, you can cure that inborn diseases, but you cannot in adult stages. Only you can cure in the at the age of the at the stage of the zygote only, because yes, ma. It is now, because we cannot. I already told. We will only we will do the genetic manipulation only at the stage of the zygote that gamete formation and production of the only production of the gametes, because we will create the mutations also only during the gamete formation also. We cannot do in the individual adult stage. But now technology is there, but we cannot do the adult stage. But in China, the last year one person has developed the CRISPR, the one baby by the CRISPR technology. CRISPR technology means from that technology you can delete any gene. You can delete any gene which are responsible for the disorders, and you can add any genes, the valuable genes, by that technology. But that is a deep concept, and we will not need that much. But you should know what is the eugenics idea. We should know idea about the. We should do the only the control of the branch that the branch of that eugenics will deals the only control of the disorder from the genetically. So by the treating of the at adult stage, I already told, at adult stage you can only the cure by the changing of the environment, because if you take the phenylketonuria, that is the disorder. So they cannot metabolize the phenylalanine amino acid. At the stage, we will only give the less proteins to that person only. We will give only less proteins to that person, because proteins are very important for the metabolism. But that persons, we will give only the less proteins. And if you see in hemophilia, so you cannot the hemophilia. You cannot cure the hemophilia, but we will only the cure by the without any cut. We will care by the. It will cure by the caring of without any cuttings from the cutting mean the body cuttings by the any accident. So they cannot be exposed to the any accident. If they will exposed to accident, definitely they will die. But now the medicines are there for curing of in some ways, in some extent only. For hemophilia also, for some extent, we will not cure entirely. Definitely they will suffer entire life. If you will get the genetic disorder in inborn, definitely they will suffer in entire life. But if you will get the disease from the bacteria, you may be suffer only 3 days or 4 days. You will get a disease from the virus or fungus. You will only suffer 3 to 4 days. Again, you will normal. But in case of the disorder from the genetically, you cannot cure. We have continuously using. We have to use the medicines, and you have to follow the instructions by the physician. So you should be careful. So that is about the concepts around the eugenics. I understand, ma? Yes, ma. Yes, ma. Haris Patel. Yes. Okay. Okay, ma. Shall we move next one, ma? The theory of epigenesis. Okay. The next theory is theory of epigenesis. So this one is the world scientist. Very important for the examination. I'm repetitively saying. So this scientists are important for the examination. So the theory of epigenesis was proposed by World at the time of the 1938 to 1738 to 1794. So this concept was universally accepted, not proved, because if you want proof, I already told, you have to do demonstration, you have to do experiment. But he was only proposed, and so many people, and according to his theory, you can accept what he has proposed means. He told that. So, according to his theory, he stated that the egg, but according to the free formation theory, so by the Swammerdam and Bonnet, the egg and sperm contain the human, that is called that the term we will call as the humanculus. That's what they were proposed. But according to the epigenesis theory by Wolf, he has not accepted that humanculus concept, and he proposed the formation of the sperm and the egg. These two are undifferentiated. These two are undifferentiated. That means the formation, the tissue of the germ cells. That means the egg and sperm. The tissue is undifferentiated, and that will produce the gamete, and that gamete will form the zygote, and that will give the one adult, that will develop into the one adult according to this theory. So that's what theory of epigenesis. And coming to the theory of acquired character. So theory of acquired character, this was proposed by the Lamarck. This was proposed by Lamarck. According to his theory, if you will take any individual, so if during the lifespan of that individual, if that individual, if you will get any character, acquired character, that will be transmitted to the next progeny, according to him, according to Lamarck. That is a Lamarckism. This Lamarckism was become the popular at the time, but it is not scientifically accepted, scientifically proved also. But he told that the giraffe example, he is taken as giraffe as the example. The first giraffe doesn't have that much neck, but now the modern giraffe having the neck. Because of this theory, he has proposed like that, but it is not scientifically accepted, because this was disproved by the August Weismann. The Lamarckism was disproved by the August Weismann. He has proposed the germplasm theory. We will study at the fifth one. But according to the Lamarckism, the acquired character that are transmitted to the next generation. What are the organisms acquired the character from, during the lifespan, that are transmitted to the next generation, but it is not accepted. Why means, if you take the any individual, if you take the Wessler, so he will get the 6 packs, but the birth to that person will not get the 6 pack. And the another example and another concept proposed by August Weismann, he has done the one experiment. He has cut the tails of the rats, and he mated among themselves, and he has seen the tail in the progeny also. So by that experiment, he has disproved the Lamarckism. So at the time, the Lamarckism was popular. So that is so here 2 questions are there. What are who was proposed the theory of acquired character is Lamarck, and who was disproved the Lamarckism is August Weismann. You should remember this 2. And coming to the theory of Pangin. Who was proposed the Pangin theory is Charles Darwin. So the Pangin theory was proposed by the Charles Darwin. So this one is also important for the examination. So they will ask scientist who was proposed the Pangin theory means. This was proposed by the Charles Darwin. So the Pangin theory was proposed by the Charles Darwin. So what this theory will refer means. So according to this theory, he has proposed Here, according to this theory, the egg and the sperm will form. According to this theory, the egg and sperm will form. At least at this stages, at this 18th century, at least the scientists were got the idea about the gametes also. But in case of the free formation theory, they don't have about the gamete also, even gamete also. But at this stage, at the 18th century, they got the idea about the formation of the egg and sperm. According to this theory proposed by Charles Darwin, the Pangean theory. Pangeans means Pangean theory. So the egg and sperm will form, and the body. If you will imagine, this is the one adult. From this adult, the heart here, this one we will consider as the heart. The big heart will form this small heart. Will form this small heart, and that will pass to the egg. And these lungs, the big lungs in the body of the adult will produce these small lungs, and that will pass into the egg cell. And all the body parts, all the body parts will form in miniature way. What are the body parts present in the human body that will produce the one miniature organs, will form the miniature organs. That organs will pass into the egg, and that egg will grow into the embryo, and that embryo will develop into the one adult. So according to this according to this theory, the invisible copies of the, you cannot see this miniature organs, that is the maybe heart or lungs or liver or kidneys. So this miniature organs called gemmules. So the invisible copies of each body organ we will call as the gemmules. So each body organs we will call as the gemmules that are passed into the egg cell, and that will become into the one individual. So according to this theory, that may be passed from the egg cell and sperm. So he doesn't have that clarity about that one. So you should remember here two terms. One is the gemmules, another one is Pangean. Pangean proposed by the Charles Darwin, and gemmule means invisible copies will form from the adult and will pass into the egg cell, and that egg cell will become to the egg embryo, and that embryo will form the one adult or one individual. So that is the meaning of the theory of Pangeans proposed by Charles Darwin. So in free formation theory, you should remember term of the homunculus. In Pangean theory, you should remember term of the gemmules. Homunculus means the miniature human will form in the egg and sperm is called homunculus. Gemmules means the invisible copies of the body organs. That is called gemmules. And coming to the germplasm theory, this one is the most accepted and scientifically proved and approved. So germplasm theory proposed by the August Weismann. So this theory was proposed by August Weismann, and he was disproved the theory of the Lamarckism. That is the theory of the acquired character proposed by the Lamarck. So you should remember these two terms. Here, according to this theory, the entire body of, if you take the any individual, if you take the plants, animals, even in insects, fungi, bacteria. So if you take the any individual, you cannot take the viruses. So you will take the from the bacteria to higher organism, humans, plants, trees. So the entire body part of an individual will divided into the two parts. The entire tissue in the plant or animal or any individual divided into the two parts. One is the vegetative part, another one is the gametic germplasm. one is the vegetative part, that is called the somatoplasm. That is the somatoplasm, and another one is germplasm. So the entire body of any individual divided into the two tissues, two types of the tissue. One tissue is the somatoplasm, another tissue is the germplasm. What is the function of somatoplasm is mainly involved in all the metabolisms, all the physical metabolism, physiological metabolism, biochemical metabolism. It involved entire growth and development. So it is involved entire growth and development of the plant. And what is the function of germplasm? Where it is present? If you take the plants, the germplasm only present in the anthers, only present in the anthers in the form of the pollen mother cell. So that is we will consider as the germplasm. If you will take the from the female side, the ovule. In the ovule, the ovary. In the ovule also the ovule is present in ovary. So in ovule also we will consider that archisporial cells, archisporial tissue. That is the only we will consider as the germplasm. And the ovule also we will not consider the germplasm, only archisporial cell, that is a megaspore mother cells, that will form the megaspore mother cell. The archisporial cell we will consider as the germplasm. Coming to the male side, the pollen mother cell we will consider as the germplasm. So these two types, that means the germplasm only present in the reproductive parts. In reproductive parts, the sepals, petals, these are the somatoplasm only. Only the pollen mother cell and archisporial cell. These are considered as the germplasm because these are produced the gametes. So which tissue is produced the gamete? That is the germplasm. Which tissue is involved mainly in the growth and development of the organism? That is the somatoplasm. So that is the simple difference between the germplasm and somatoplasm. And which tissue is transferred from one generation to another generation? Which one? That is the germplasm, obviously, because that germplasm will form the gametes. That gametes will pass into the one generation to another generation in the form of the gamete. From the pollen, the fusion of pollen and egg. So that is about the germplasm theory. Here you should remember two terms: somatoplasm. Another term is germplasm, and this was proposed by August Weismann, and he was disproved the Lamarckism. So this is about the pre-Mendelian concepts of the Mendel, pre-Mendelian concepts about the inheritance and variation, and other genetical concepts. That means we will consider the post-Mendelian concepts. The coming concepts are we will call as the post-Mendelian concepts, because here you should write one thing, that is the Mendel has proposed two laws here only. After the Mendel, there are so many scientists who have proposed this so many concepts. I will give. I will not explain in detail because we will see in the next coming chapters. I will only give the scientists and what are the organism. So organism also sometimes they will ask, because if you see the chromosomal theory of inheritance, it was proposed by Sutton and Boveri. In which organism? Sometimes they will ask like in matching. So chromosomal theory of inheritance. Proposed based on the working of in which organism means grasshopper. So you should remember the chromosome number, theory, scientist, and organism, and chromosome number of that organism also. So this one is Drosophila. So what is the chromosome number of Drosophila? Anyone?
7.
7, ma? From anyone, ma? 6. So Bhagashmi Panda. So 4 ma. 4 is the right answer. So you should remember all the chromosome number also. You should remember the main crops. In rice 24, maize 20, sorghum 20, so wheat 14, exemplar is 42. So you should remember the organism chromosome number of organism and crop plants also. So Drosophila having the 4 chromosome number of 4. So we will complete this question. These are the post Mendelian concepts about the inheritance and variation. So after the Mendel, this is the discovery of the Mendel. So the mutation theory was proposed by Hugo de Vries. This one also important for the examination, and we will discuss what is the mutation theory will state and what is the variation will arise in from the mutations. We will discuss in detail in coming classes. So this theory was proposed by Hugo de Vries. In case of the Drosophila, this having the 4 chromosome number. And theory of inheritance. This was proposed by Sutton and Boveri. Working on the grasshopper. So working on the grasshopper. So this was proposed by Sutton and Boveri. And according to this theory, the genes are present on the chromosomes and that are transmitted to the parents to progeny. So according to this theory, the chromosomes are the physical barrier to the genes. So we will discuss in detail about this one. And Hardwin Bugler. So this was proposed by 2 scientists, that is the Hardy and Weinberg. Hardy from the England and Weinberg from the Germany. So he has proposed the he has given the equations for the explaining of the explaining of the inheritance pattern in genetics. So about this law, we will discuss in detail in plant breeding, because from this law we will get the problems in examination. They will ask problems on the Hardwin Bugler, but in genetics there is no detail about the Hardwin Bugler. But in plant breeding we will discuss in detail. I think Madam will guide you on this one. And coming to the multiple factor hypothesis, he was the Nelson in. He has proposed the multiple factor hypothesis because Mendel has proposed the 1 gene, 1 character. That means 1 character is controlled by 1 gene. But according to the multiple factor, one character is controlled by the many genes. Multiple factor, because factor means Mendel called the genes as the factor. So that one also important for the examination. So which term is used by the Mendel for the genes means factor. So the multiple factor hypothesis was proposed by Nelson Hill, working on the kernel color in wheat. So inheritance pattern of the kernel color in wheat. The ratio is 1:4:6:4:1. So we will discuss about the ratios also in detail about the ratios and concepts involved with the getting of that ratios. We will discuss one by one. So he's the scientist. He was the Nelson Hill, and character he has worked on the kernel color in wheat. So that is a multiple factor hypothesis. That means 1 character is controlled by the many genes, and how they will inheritance means we will discuss in that concept. And coming to the 1 gene, 1 gene hypothesis, it was proposed by Beadle and Tatum, working on the Neurosporum. That is a pink bread mold. Sometimes they will ask scientific name for the pink bread mold. That is a Neurospora crassa. Sometimes they will ask organism also. So the theory is 1 gene, 1 enzyme hypothesis proposed by Beadle and Tatum. This is the Neurospora crassa, working on the Neurospora crassa. And the another one is operon concept. That is the operon hypothesis proposed by Jacob and Monod. In E. coli. This is the E. coli bacteria. So they were proposed this concept, This concept is will state that the how genes will function to express the one character. How gene will function to express the one character. That one is simply how the gene will express the character. That concept will explain by this operand concept. Or you can say how gene will become to the character through by the proteins or through by the enzymes. That concept will explain the operand concept. So gene character, gene phenotype. So you can say anyway. So how gene will express the phenotype, how the gene will express the character. So that one will explain the operand concept. And coming to the Obel hypothesis, it was proposed by the Crick, the one of the scientists proposed the DNA double helix, that is a Watson Crick. Crick was proposed the Obel hypothesis. We will this one also important for the examination point of view, and what is the Obel hypothesis and what is the concept involved in the Obel hypothesis. We will discuss in detail at the chapter of the genetic code. And Leon hypothesis. So she was the woman proposed the Leon hypothesis. And what is the meaning of Leon hypothesis? What is the statement given by the Leon hypothesis is it is explained the dosage compensation, and it is explained the inactivation of the X1X chromosome. So we will discuss in coming classes in detail about this one. So this is about the pre-Mendelian concepts about the inheritance and post-Mendelian concepts, and there are so many concepts also out there. We will discuss one by one. First, you should read the first chapter of the Kundan Singh in detail, and you should understand the concepts and scientists. You should remember the scientist also, because that one important for the examination. And coming to the years, they will not ask years from the genetics. Only they will give the terms, scientists and theories, and sometimes they will give the concept also. So Wolf was proposed the epigenesis theory. According to this theory, according to him, the egg and sperm will not contain the miniature human, as proposed by the Phi formation theory, and the egg and sperm will form in different tissue. The egg will form in different tissue, and sperm will form in different tissue, or from the different tissues, and if these two are made with each other and will form the zygote, and that zygote will give the adult tissue according to him. That's why his theory is accepted. Even the theory of Lamarckism also proposed after the epigenesis theory, but it is not accepted. The Lamarckism, that is acquired theory of acquired character, and theory of pangenes, these are proposed after the epigenesis theory. So here you can see. So the theory of pangenes and theory of Lamarck, these are proposed after the epigenesis theory, but these are not accepted. These are not proved, but the theory of epigenesis was accepted. It is scientifically reasonable, because here the egg cell and the sperm, these two are formed from the two different tissues. I think he has the idea about the egg cell will form from the woman and sperm from the men. So I think at least he's having that idea at the time. There is no science, there is no advancement of the biology. So you should remember this scientist and theory. And any doubts, ma? Any doubts from anyone?
Sir?
No.
Sir. Sir, germplasm theory, it disproved the Lamarckism.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Disproved.
My question is, it also disproved Darwinism or only Lamarckism?
Especially because at the time the Lamarckism was popular. The theory of tangents is not that much popular, but the theory of acquired character, that is the Lamarckism, is most popular. Was popular, but the scientist of Augustine, he has the intention to disprove that that one. That's why.
In exam only Lamarckism, or means in option, if it's given that they disproved Lamarckism, then Darwinism, then both, then not. So both will be correct answer, or Lamarckism will be correct
But
answer.
question, they will not ask like
They
that.
will not give. Okay, sir.
They
Thank
will
you.
ask like only the who was disproved the Lamarckism or who was disproved the acquired character. They will ask like that.
Okay. Thank you. And this Wolf, what is his study material? Means epigenesis theory came from, means he have studied which thing, like as the Lamarck have studied that giraffe, means worked in giraffe, not worked, means he have studied giraffe neck and told that, means like that. Likewise,
He has done, the Wolf was done the research on the insects, small
insect,
insects, butterflies, like that.
insect. Okay, sir. Thank you.
And I will explain about the homogeneous. I will explain in Mendel in the terminology when we will discuss about the terminology in the genetics. I will explain definitely. I will explain what is the homozygous, what is the heterozygous, what is the homogeneous, what is the heterogeneous, and what is the. I will explain in detail about that one, the genetic constitution of the populations. Definitely, I will explain. That homozygous, heterozygous, homogeneous, and heterogeneous. These are the terminology more you can see in the plant breeding, but you should learn about that one in terminology in the genetics also. When I will discuss about the Mendel laws, definitely I will discuss about this terminology. So any doubts, ma? So once again, I repeat that questions from this one, ma. So you should remember the term of the basic, the term of the genetics. Who was given the term of the genetics? That is the Bateson, and father means all of you know, and the term of the Eugenics and term of the Epidemics, and who was proposed the T formation theory, what is the humunculus, and what is the who was proposed the theory of epigenesis, and who was proposed the theory of acquired character, that is by the Lamarck, and who was disproved this theory means by the Auguste Weismann by the theory of the germplasm theory, and who was proposed the pangene theory by Charles Darwin. And here one term also important, that is the gemmules, and the last one is germplasm theory proposed by Auguste Weismann. According to his theory, the entire body tissue or entire adult divided into the two parts, that is the one is the germplasm, another in the somatoplasm. The germplasm means the only the pollen mother cell and archisporial cell, these two tissue are comes under the germplasm. The entire tissue in the organisms comes under the somatoplasm. So that one also important. And the mutation, who was proposed the mutation theory, and which organism is used, that is the Drosophila he has used, and he proposed the mutation theory by the Hugo de Vries, and chromosomal theory of inheritance was proposed by Sutton and Boveri. He has used the organism of the grasshopper, and Harvey Bagla proposed by Hardy and Wayne Bagla, and multiple factor hypothesis was proposed by Nelson Neal. Working on the character also important here. There is kernel color in wheat. Kernel color in wheat. So he has proposed the multiple factor hypothesis. This multiple factor hypothesis explain the inheritance pattern of the polygenic character. So polygenic means polygenic character or quantitative character. Polygenic character, quantitative character means it is a character is controlled by more than the 2 genes. That one is the polygenic character. And linkage theory. This was proposed by Thomas Hunt Morgan. I missed this one. And the organism is Drosophila melanogaster, and one gene, one enzyme proposed by Beadle and Tatum, working on the pink bread mold, that is a Neurospora crassa. And operon concept was proposed by Jacob and Monod, worked on the E. coli. And Obel hypothesis proposed by Crick, and Leon hypothesis proposed by Leon. So I will give you should read about this all concepts. I will give quiz on next class. Before the class I will give quiz. After that I will continue the next class. You should read what I said today. Okay, Nama?
Sir.
Okay.
Sir.
No.
Yes, sir. Sir, those who don't have Pundan Singh, can they refer BD Singh?
No problem. You can. But if you have idea about the basic concepts, the basic terminology, because in BDC you have to search for the important one. But every line in the Pundan is the important for the JRF.
Yes,
If you will complete this Pundan, you can refer, or directly if you have the knowledge about the basic terminology, you can.
sir, actually I have BD Singh book. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, no problem. You can.
Okay.
But my suggestion is first you should read Pundan Singh's. At least you don't have, you can buy or you can.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So any doubts, ma? No. So thank you, ma. Thank you all of you, and we'll see you on next class.